Hi friend, I just wanted to take a minute to invite you to our Lash Biz Babes Experience 2026. This is a one-day all online event happening on May 2nd, and our theme for the year is going all in. We are shaking things up and doing it differently than anyone ever has before. This is going to be an all online event as usual, but it's going to be 100% a curated journey throughout your day as we guide you through the mindset, strategy, and passion needed to go all in on your business to make it your best year in business yet. All lash artists, estheticians, and beauty professionals are invited to join us. There will be guided sessions, interactive workshops, a panel discussion, and big giveaways happening throughout that whole day. And tickets are on sale now for only $199. Payment plans are available. Let's go all in on our businesses for 2026 together. All the details and the link for tickets are down in the show notes below. I would love to have you join us online in May. Welcome to Lash Biz Babes, the podcast for solo beauty business owners who want to build a full clientele and create a business and life that they truly love. My name is Erica. I'm your host. I'm a lash artist turned beauty business coach, lash educator, and social media manager for salons and beauty businesses. I'm so happy that you're here. Let's go ahead and jump into today's episode. Welcome to this week's episode of Lash Biz Babes. My name is Erica. I'm your host, and this week we are going to be talking about continuing education in your lash or beauty business. If it is worth it, why is it worth it to take continuing education courses, how to pick courses to take, and just all of the above on the topic. So before we jump into that, if you are listening to this before May 3rd and 4th, 2025, we are having Lash Biz Babes online conference this weekend. I'm just so excited. I just can't believe that it's already here. It's our third year, and I'm just really grateful to be able to bring this event to you. I'm really proud of it. We put a lot of time and work into putting this all together for you and trying to make it as flexible and accessible and investment friendly as possible so that you can grow your business without having to spend thousands of dollars to attend events. So it's 2 days. It's all online. You can participate from anywhere in the world. Replays are available after the event. So if you can't catch a session live or you have to miss a day, you have a client, whatever, you can watch the replay afterwards. And the whole thing is recorded, including the panels. So you'll have access to everything after the fact. So your ticket cost includes access to both days, over 15 different giveaways that we're going to be doing. We have a giveaway for a lifetime membership to NALA, an ILE ticket to Miami in September. We've got courses and mentorship calls and products and gift baskets, gift cards. We've got a lot of things we're giving away again this year. So you'll get access to potentially win any one of those giveaways. You'll also get access to the private Facebook groups. We do a Facebook group for about a week or so. We open it a couple days before. We have it throughout the weekend, a few days after the fact until the replays are uploaded. And so you have access to the private Facebook group. We do some networking within that, and you get to know the other attendees, and you can kind of interact with the speakers and the panelists in the group, and all the replays access. You get all of that for life. We don't ever take that away from you. I want you to be able to come back and re-listen, or come back when you're in a different point in your business, maybe 6 months or a year later, and be able to come re-listen to things and pick up on something, or maybe a different speaker speaks out to you more, or it's more relevant to you at a different point in your business. You can go back and listen. So that being said, tickets are $299 this week. There is a payment plan available as well, and all the details for that are in the show notes below. So definitely go grab your ticket. And because I love you and you're a Lash Biz Babes listener, you can use code LBB2025 to get $50 off of your ticket, and that is for the pay in full option only. So I love you. Thank you for being a listener. I'm not giving that code anywhere else but here. So thank you. So with that being said, this week we're going to talk about continuing education. I feel like this kind of ties into, the conference too, because it is a continuing education opportunity for you. But I'm just going to go back a little ways to when I first went to aesthetic school, because you learn so much in school and you're like, oh my gosh, this is so amazing. And then you graduate school and you're like, okay, I didn't learn as much as I thought I did. You did learn a lot. At least this was my experience anyway, where I felt like I learned a lot, But once you get into the industry and you get going, you kind of realize that a lot of it was base level, which isn't a bad thing. Like you have to learn the basis of everything. You have to have that foundation to build upon. But that's what aesthetic school is, or beauty school is, as lash school, cosmetology school, whatever, is that's your base to build upon. And it's your responsibility as the professional to continue your education. I feel like it's so worth it. And especially if you want to stand out in your area, if you want to be the best at what you do, if you really want to be profitable at this and offer your clients a really good quality service, continuing education is really non negotiable. But the other thing you realize is that in school, they don't teach you the business and the marketing side of things. And what I find really interesting about this is that there was one time I tuned into, I don't know if I watched it live or if I listened to the minutes afterwards or read the minutes afterwards. I can't remember exactly, but it was a Utah State Cosmetology Board meeting essentially, and they were talking about how there's no business education in schools and all of these, because Utah has a lot of people who go to beauty school, and it's a very thriving industry there. And so they were talking about how all these estheticians and cosmetologists and beauty business, well, not beauty business, all these cosmetologists and estheticians and beauty school graduates were graduating school and really struggling to actually make it a thriving career and actually being profitable from it, because the job market was hard to get a job at an established facility, but it's also hard to grow a solo business. And so they were saying, well, what can we do to add business education to the curriculum? Like, is this something we could require schools to teach and to help prepare their students to be more successful after graduation? And the response was interesting to me because for me, I'm like, I would love that idea. I think that would really prepare students to be successful outside of school. But what they ended up agreeing upon and saying was that their responsibility as the board was to make sure that schools were mandated to teach the regulations and to teach safety and sanitation. Like the board's purpose was to make sure that the students were prepared to follow the laws, to make sure to keep everyone healthy and safe. Like that was their job, was to make sure to protect the consumer. And so with that, they said it is not our responsibility to mandate the schools to teach this education type. And so if the schools want to teach it and prepare their students in that way, that's great. That's an optional thing that they can add to their curriculum if they want to, but we're not going to require it because it's not part of our responsibility to regulate. And so I thought that was kind of interesting. I personally, like my personal opinion, I would love to see this type of education in schools, especially where there is such a large market like Utah, because there's so many solo beauty business owners who struggle. And it's like, why are we, making them pay I don't want to get on too much of a rant with this, but it's like school costs thousands and thousands of dollars. Why are we not trying to help prepare our students to be more successful after school and make this a job opportunity, a business opportunity that they want to pursue because they know that they can be successful with it? I know there's a lot more that goes into it than just, it's not just the school's responsibility, it's up to the student and the person as well. But that's just my opinion. That's the way I see things. But it's not something that will ever be, at least in Utah, regulated or mandated. Because of that, there's a lot of solo estheticians and solo lash artists and beauty business owners, hairstylists, nail techs, spray tan artists who don't have the business skills and the business education to thrive and grow their business. And it's a huge problem. It was a huge problem for me 10 years ago, and it's still a huge problem to this day. I feel like it has gotten a lot better. I see a lot of younger and newer estheticians and lash artists who are really taking that part of their business seriously, and they are really succeeding and excelling early on and quickly because they do invest and they do take classes and they do take it seriously. But it's still hard and it's still a lot, and you have to have those business skills and that business education and the marketing and the social media. And unfortunately, it's all a part of it now. Sorry to say that, but like social media is a cornerstone of marketing at this point. All of these skills are not really taught in most schools, and if they are, it's again a base level, which there's nothing wrong with having that base level foundation taught in school. That's what they're there for. But If you really want to make this a profitable career or business for yourself, and you really want to thrive and do this and make this your full-time gig, you want to leave your 9 to 5. You want to be booked out with clients. You want to have that flexibility and that freedom that you're getting into this field for. You have to take that continuing education, and not just with the technical skills. The technical skills absolutely are so important. You have to be able to give a high quality service, but the business and the marketing and the clientele and the strategy and the finances, that's what's going to make you profitable. Okay. Just because you're good at lashes or you're good at facials or you can get rid of someone's acne or do someone's hair really well, that skill alone, unfortunately, is not enough to be profitable, especially in today's day and world. You have to have the business side of things to back it up. So unless you're working for a salon or you're working for an established place who's taking care of all that for you, you go in, you take your clients, you make your paycheck, and you go home and you don't have to worry about anything else, then this is non-negotiable type of education that you have to keep up on. The world is ever changing, the industry is ever evolving. You can't stay back in the past and expect to be successful in terms of finances or abundance in the sense of like clients and that financial freedom and that time flexibility that I know we are all striving for and you're probably striving for too. So if that's on your goals list right now, that's something you have to take seriously. And that means taking continuing education and not just the skills side of things. You need the business skills to back it up. And that's part of why we do this conference, to bring you classes that can help you learn these skills in an accessible and flexible way. Because I remember being the little solo lash artist working part-time from home, wishing I could drop my 9 to 5, leave my 9 to 5. It was actually an 8 to 5. That's besides the point. But I wanted to leave my 8 to 5 so I could stay home with my baby and I could lash and I could do what I loved and just live this life that I was dreaming of from my desk at the little print shop in the Utah State Psychiatric Hospital I was working in at the time. And I loved that job, by the way. Loved the people that I worked with. Some of my favorite people I've met from that job. It was not the job, but it just was like, this is not what I see myself doing for the rest of my life. I want to be home with my kids. I want to lash. I want to have time flexibility. I want to be able to go to my kids' soccer games or take them to soccer practice or go to their concert performance in the middle of the day and not have to call out sick or take time off or request PTO for it. I want that flexibility as a parent. And maybe you're not a parent. Maybe you want to travel. Maybe you want to go drink mimosas on a Tuesday for the hell of it because you want to. Those opportunities are available for you when you take your business seriously, when you are working and striving to be the best that you can be. So, little baby me, I didn't have this education. I knew what I wanted. I wanted this outcome. I didn't have the business skills and the marketing skills and the strategies or the financial know-how to make that a reality at the time. And I unfortunately had to learn a lot of that through trial and error and through eventually taking continuing education courses. But that wasn't really a thing when I first got into the industry 10 years ago. It was like some people were kind of sharing things, some people kind of weren't. I was like searching every corner of the internet trying to figure out how to get lash clients. I was like literally Googling it. And like it just wasn't accessible. It wasn't available really at that point. So I just decided, when I figure this out, because I just know that I'm such a stubborn person that I will, I just know that about myself, is that I will stick with it and figure things out. But I told myself, when I figure this out, I want to turn around and help other people. I want to help other lash artists and estheticians and hairstylists make this a reality because I know how bad I wanted it, and I cannot be the only one out there who wants it that badly. And so that's what this conference is all about, is being able to bring you this education that I feel is so vitally important, with business strategies and with the mindset tools that you need to thrive and be successful as a lash artist, as an esthetician, as a hairstylist, as a nail tech, as a spray tan artist, as a beauty business owner. So when it comes to picking education courses, I feel like it's really important. When I was earlier in the industry, I wasn't really at the point where I felt like I could take yearly courses, but I do feel like it would have been worth it to find a way to make that work because the investment at the time felt really stretchy for me and just like really uncomfortable. But if I would have just gotten stretchy and made the investment in learning, say, volume lashes 3 years sooner, how much further could that have taken me and how much better could my skills have been in my career as a lash artist if I would have just taken that course sooner? Because I could have made way more money doing volume lashes versus classic lashes. Like, and that was a way more in demand skill at the time, especially because that was what was popular and it was new and it was trending. So it's like I felt uncomfortable making that investment and I wasn't willing to do it, but I should have been. Looking back, I guess if I'm going to have a regret in life, that's probably it. Which if that's my only regret, I'm good with that. However, the investment is what helps you grow. It's what can help you be more profitable sooner. It's what can help you learn the skills, whether that is technical or business or marketing skills that you need to be more successful in your business. So that investment is going to come back to you tenfold, especially when you are taking it seriously and you're taking what you're learning, you're applying it, you're really focused on it, and you're really trying to make your business and your skills better because of it. You're not getting stuck in your old habits. And it's not just your technical skills where you can get stuck in old habits. That's your business skills too. That's your marketing skills too. It's all habits. And you need to have money making habits in your business. That's a whole other episode I could do. But the point of this being is that investing in your business can feel scary and taking continuing education can feel scary sometimes, but getting yourself outside of that comfort zone and making that investment is what is going to help you grow. And I'm not saying that you have to go out and put yourself in debt. I'm not like, do not open like a credit card. I mean, do what you feel is best for you and your business and your family situation. But I don't feel like it's worth it to go open a credit card to take a thousands of dollars course. I don't feel like it's worth it to max out your credit card, in my personal opinion. Like, don't stretch yourself to the point of financial stress to invest in your business. But if you do have a way to make it happen where you're like, going to not put yourself in like a bad financial spot to do it, then I do feel like it is worth it because it can help you grow your business and make you more profitable quicker. And so I always have told my students throughout the years with like lash trainings and things that like I feel like it's important to take a continuing education course at least once a year. And especially with like the technical skills and specifically in the lash industry, there's been a lot of evolution and a lot of different styles that are trending each year. So, and just like advancements in products and education and techniques. So, and I feel like that kind of applies to like any industry too, hair, nails, estheticians, like all of it. So I do feel like it's important to take a class once a year at least. And, there's a lot of resources out there these days for like business classes that can be online too. It's not necessarily something you have to attend in person, although there are a lot of great business and marketing in-person events and classes, but a lot of that is available online and I feel like you can find lower cost things to do for that. And so that's the nice part is that it is a lot more accessible. There's a lot more options for you. And so, maybe you take like and you could do this however you want, but maybe, just as an example, maybe you take like a technique course and then you can take like a business or a marketing class online, right? Or do like a coaching program, like a group coaching program or an online course. Like there's just so many options available to you that like there's really no excuse for not having the information or the knowledge you need to grow your business because it's out there. There's also free things out there. Like YouTube is free. It's probably not ideal and it may not teach you everything that you need to know in one video. Like, and it's probably gonna, like, I don't know. There's pros and cons to using YouTube University, but my point being is that the information is out there. So there's really no excuse for like not knowing how to do something because you can go out there and figure out how to do it. It's just a matter of are you going to step up to the challenge or not? And that was an issue for me back in the day was like, okay, am I going to step up to the challenge? I was in my own way for a really long time. And so once I pushed through and broke through those mental blocks, like the world opened to me. I feel like I had like a literal awakening. Like I just woke up to the world and it completely changed my life and my business. And I'm so grateful for that. And so That's also why we talk about like mindset tools. We have a whole speaker who's going to be talking about breaking free of your mindset struggles and ADHD and, limiting beliefs. And so I'm really excited for you to learn from her. I think it's going to be such a wonderful presentation that she's going to give. And I'm excited to learn it too and like just hear it from another perspective. And like, I don't know. I really feel continuing education is a key cornerstone of being successful in our industry if you are, especially like a solo beauty business owner and you're not working for somebody else. And, if you're booth renting, you're still technically your own business too. Just because you like pay rent, there's someone who owns the salon or whatever. Like that's still on you to make sure that you're the best business owner and beauty professional that you can be. And continuing to invest in your skills and your business skills and your technical skills and all of the things. So, when it comes to like actually picking which ones to do, I think it really what I would do, and if I was like a lash artist or something right now, or even with my own business currently, what I look at is kind of doing an audit. What's going really well, what's not going really well. And that doesn't have to like I say this every time, but like I will continue to say it every time because it doesn't have to be like you have to pick yourself apart and be mean to yourself about it. Take your little self hat off and put your little CEO hat on. Look at it objectively. It's not a matter of you're a bad person or a bad lash artist or a bad business owner and you have to beat yourself up about it and feel all guilty and throw yourself a pity party. No, you're objectively looking at it and saying, here's what's going well, here's what's not going as well, and what can I work on, what do I want to take a class on right now, what would really benefit me in my business. I don't think it's beneficial for you to just take any class out there or just throw your money at any course that comes your way, or to be like a certificate chaser, like 8 times certified whatever. Like that's great, but I really think it's going to be most beneficial for you to kind of take a look at and see, where do I want to grow this year. You can also look at what are my goals for this year and where's the gap? Like what's going to help me get there? So maybe, you have a goal to have 50 plus clients this year, right? And so maybe you need strategies for scaling. Or maybe you have a goal to save X amount of money this year or to invest X amount of money this year. So maybe you need to take a course on financial literacy as a business owner. So there's different things and different options for that can help you grow. Or, maybe you really want to, oh, my lash sets are looking really good, but I really want to improve in this specific skill. Maybe it's colors, maybe it's more advanced mapping, complementing their eyes and their features with the lashes you're giving them. Then okay, that's the type of course I'm gonna need. And there's a lot of like specific niche down courses in the beauty industry for this these days. And I think that's really amazing because you don't have to go out and take another 5-day course or another 2, 3-day course with a lot of the basics that you already know. You can take like a specialized advanced course and get that help that you need without all the fluff and without all the extras or without, the kit full of stuff you don't need. So it's just like really look at where you are in your business, and that can help you pick the course that you want to take next. And, really look at the reputation, how reputable someone is before taking a course with them, or especially like coaching. I could go on all day about that, but really look at that, look at reviews, see their students' results from taking their classes previously, maybe follow them for a while. If they have a podcast, tune into that, consume some of their content, read through things, read through their website, make an informed decision on that because it is an investment. It is your education and it is your hard earned money and dollars that you're spending on that. So you want to make sure it's worth it and do your due diligence to ensure that it's going to be a good educator for you, a good event for you, and going to help you get the return on investment that you're looking for and learn the things that you're looking to learn. So that's kind of just my 2 cents on continuing education. I feel like it's really important and something I'm actually finding that I'm passionate about. I literally got on this podcast recording like having a general idea of what I wanted to talk about, and I just was like, all right, I don't know exactly what I'm going to say, but like, I'm going to get into it. And yeah, I was like, wow, I have a lot to say on this topic. So, yeah, continuing education, I think it's just so important as beauty business owners. And, that's what's going to set you apart, especially in today's day and age where there's some people who are really thriving and really doing well, and there's others who are struggling more. I mean, I'm sending my love to everybody. I know how that is to be on both ends of that spectrum, but, taking your business seriously and not treating it like a side hustle and, doing the things you need to do to be able to grow and applying what you're learning, whether it's on YouTube or in a course or at an event, that's what's going to make you successful is taking what you're learning and applying it and taking your business seriously and doing the work to make it happen. That's where the growth comes. So, at the end of the day, I know how hard it can be in that position, how overwhelming it can feel sometimes, but just take it one step at a time, one day at a time, and you will get there if you just simply stick with it. So I'm sending my love out to everyone. And if you are listening to this before the conference, we would absolutely, genuinely love to have you join us at the event. And I'm just so excited for year 3. If you are listening after the fact, we will have a replay version that is available. So that information will be on the website, lashbizbabesconference.com. It will go up after the event happens, probably about a week after is usually when I have the replays uploaded. So look out for that in case you want to watch a replay and still be a part of it in some way. We've got some really amazing speakers and panels that we're going to be doing this year. So thank you guys so much for listening. Make sure to go subscribe wherever you are listening to the podcast at. Leave us a review so we can keep growing and reaching more beauty business owners around the world. And tune in for next week for another episode.